that is really cozy, but it's also hard to sit in. What's up, guys? Today we have a special guest.
I've never been on this channel before, and so I'm super excited to be here for the very first time.
Yeah. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 tips for dating in the gay community. And this is going to be geared more towards people who are looking for long-term relationships. So if that's not what you're looking for, then this video isn't going to do you much good. Tip number 1, be yourself. You didn't come this far out of the closet just to be somebody else. If you're trying to date somebody who's into somebody that's more masculine or more feminine, you just need to find a new person. Like, there's going to be compromise in relationships, but you shouldn't be compromising who you are. Tip number 2 is to not chase somebody that's not interested. I've heard a lot of gay people especially will fall for like their straight friend. I've never actually had that issue, thankfully, because I do myself the favor of not falling for people that I know aren't interested in me. And that's the way you gotta go, because it's gonna bring you a lot of heartache and a lot of struggle if you keep pursuing somebody that's not interested.
I definitely chased Joe more than he chased me.
But it's okay to pursue somebody as long as they're showing back some interest.
There was some interest. He was hard to get.
If you're pursuing somebody hard, that's a good thing, as long as they're interested.
Are you interested?
Tip number 4
What happened to 3?
Oh, wait. Tip number 3 is go for an app that's more relationship-based. Tinder or Bumble or something like that.
Or if an app's not your style and you just like meeting people in public, sure, it might be a little harder, but do whatever you want.
Tip number 4.
Don't wait for a relationship to be happy. I'm all about personal growth and achieving the greatest version of yourself. And quite frankly, I believe that a relationship and bringing somebody else into your life should complement the good things that you already have going.
Most likely, you're going to be in a relationship way longer in your life than you were single. So you may as well enjoy your single life because it is fun.
And there's no rules to anything. You don't have to get married at the age of 30. You don't have to have kids at the age of 40. There's no boxes that you have to check. You can just move at your own speed and really just do whatever you think is best for yourself. And maybe you get in a relationship, maybe you don't. That's okay. Whatever makes you the happiest.
Yeah, don't give in to societal pressures. Tip number 5, don't get discouraged when something doesn't work out. Chances are your first few relationships aren't going to be the one. It's going to take time, and you need to get to know people and learn what you like in somebody and what you don't like in somebody. And even though for some reason every time that a relationship ends, there's this part of us, I know this happens with me as well, that's like,
there's no such thing as love, and I'm never going to find happiness now. That was my one shot.
When in reality, that is not true. There are so many fish in the sea, and you would be compatible with so many people.
Yeah, I actually had an issue with a girl I was dating, and it was such an unhealthy and toxic relationship. And for almost 6 months, the last 6 months of my relationship, I was still holding on to, I probably just shouldn't break up because, what if this is my only chance at a relationship and happiness? Should I just hold on to it even though, it's just an abusive relationship and horribly toxic? Or it took me so long to get over that hurdle of, okay, this is the best decision for me. 6, have your own identity and ambitions.
When you're in a relationship, you're definitely going to be building ambitions and goals together with your partner, but I just think it's important to not rely on somebody else for your own personal growth.
It's a support system, but it's not the only leg that you stand on, is the leg of someone else's.
Yeah, that makes somebody an attractive person when they have their own ambitions and goals. Tip number 7 is set expectations. I've seen where people have been looking for a relationship and they start dating somebody that is not looking for a relationship, and they don't know that till the 8th date. And so
Whoa.
I feel like it's really critical to establish what your expectations are. So you don't need to tell them I'm looking for a relationship right this second, because that's going to come off as really desperate. But if you were to tell them, eventually, I want a relationship.
Maybe if the first date doesn't seem like good territory to bring something like that up, I'd still say, second or third date. You want to make sure that
Establish it early.
Yeah, at least establishing it early.
Communication is key.
Tip number 8. Don't wait for the right... Oh, wait.
Don't wait for the right person.
Don't wait for the perfect person. There's a lot of people, and chances are you're going to have a connection with plenty of them. And those connections can be stronger than others.
There's no such thing as a perfect person. And so if you're looking for that, you're going to be looking the rest of your life. I just feel like it's important to not focus on somebody's shortcomings, because chances are you've got your own shortcomings as well. Tip number 9, get yourself an honest partner. When I look back at relationships with like friends that didn't work out, there was always some honesty issue. If they feel comfortable being dishonest, even about little things, they're probably not being honest in other ways in their life. Honesty is just so crucial in a relationship and absolutely necessary if it's going to be a successful one. Tip number 10 is choose your love, love your choice. Stolen straight from a Mormon prophet. But I agree with it. And I think it's very solid advice. If you want a relationship to be successful, look for the good in the person that you're dating. And you'll find it.
We all have little quirks and things that maybe, annoy some people. And there's just no real territory around that. But remember how much overall that person makes you feel and a difference that they make in your life. Don't let little things be a big thing.
So there's our 10 tips for dating in the gay community. If you guys want to see more of us, follow us on our social medias.
We're fun, I promise. And we have a trip coming up.
I actually do have a surprise for you guys that I think some of you will really like on this trip, but I can't tell you what it is yet. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.
Oh my goodness. No!